Showtime, a-holes.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised.
That's not like a show that. And welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. This is where nerds new bully. That's the first time we did that right. And we actually fucked that up, but that's okay. We're going to keep going. I'm Leroy, your host, a.k.a. Scarface is a Christmas movie. We're my co-host.
I back that. This is Eli, a.k.a. R2D's Nuts Cracker.
There you go. Don't worry. One of the days we're going to get that intro correct again, like we used to have it. But until then, we're just going to keep fucking up. I don't care. Yeah, and like I said, I know we are recording on a weird time. It's Christmas. That's what happens. So we're recording on a real time because we're trying to get it done before Christmas. We'll give y'all a show for the holidays. You know,
yeah. There you go.
To go into, you're going to be home with your family. You can listen to us.
This is our stocking stuffer to y'all.
Exactly. Stick this in your ear hole. And enjoy both of us. Me in the left, Eli in the right. Okay, let's stop before we get flagged. All right.
Yeah, you're getting dirty. You're getting dirty.
Right. And shout out to me, Eli, and the AI. Hold up, we got somebody. Who we got?
Do we got somebody?
Jake, damn.
What the fuck, Jake? What are you doing
Jake?
up?
Were you sitting here the whole time?
Holy shit. Are you like watching us? Is this like Scream? Right. What's our favorite scary movie? Jakey Poo in the house. What up?
Shout out to Jake. If I knew anybody else, Jake was going to be here. And plus, shout out to my boss, because my boss, I did tell my boss we was recording tonight. So my boss, this is for you.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll also Pete and Eli, people do want to know why we didn't record Sunday. Reason we didn't record Sunday is because I got sick Sunday. It was weird because I thought not only did I get sick, I got some of my job, and that Monday morning, half my job was out sick. I was off that day, and they called me in like, Leroy, can you come in? I'm like, no, I'm sick too, just like everybody else.
You're patient zero, man.
Right. I'm the outbreak monkey, I guess. I don't know. So yeah. So here's the thing, Eli. I know I told you and Gomer had COVID. His thing actually didn't have COVID. I took the test. I read the test wrong. Now I might be a little pregnant, but I'm not. I don't have COVID, so the test came back negative. So whatever my job, whatever caught at my job, and everybody caught the job wasn't COVID. Yeah.
So you just got gonorrhea instead.
Right. Just burns a little, you know. That's right. Jake does work overnight. Okay.
Oh, look at fat T's in the house.
Is that fat T? Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Look at that Mazo money. Oh, that's very clever.
Money. Y'all made enough to just podcast full time. No. We have to work. They beat the shit out of us at work, and then we come in and do podcast. Yeah. So is that a reference or something?
That's Mazo money. Well, Mazo money. That's a Dakota word. Means iron walker, I believe. And Mazaska is basically money, means money in Dakota. Iron, yeah. White iron, or yeah. Dakota language is like more about concepts and then actual literal translations.
So everything doesn't translate. But a lot of language. First thing is it's hard to translate stuff into English anyway.
Yeah,
because so much stuff means different things in English.
So Mazaska means money, and he's saying Mazo money, which is iron. Well, I get it. Yes, I get that. T, probably the only one on here who does.
Because English is actually one of the hardest languages to learn, if not the hardest. So yeah. But that being said, like I said, we decided to go record because there was one movie I want to get out. Shout out to Jake because Jake knew I was going to put this. I had to review this some kind of way. So we're going to talk about what are we going to talk about?
So this is for Jake.
This is for Jake. Yeah, we're going to say
yeah. Like Merry Festivus.
Yeah, Zack Snyder is out there because, like I said, we saw a movie and now there's a long ass title. What is it? Rebel Moon Part 1: A Child of Fire on Netflix. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that is the movie that we're going to review today. We're going to talk about Rebel Moon: Child of Fire. Like this is fresh. This is the freshest review I've seen. Like I said, I just watched this movie. This movie was long as hell. So I
Was
was
it?
watching. Yeah.
I thought it was only like 2 hours or something. Or it's Zack Snyder, so it felt like 4.
It felt like, because it's Zack Snyder, so that's what you expect. So but you're looking like, damn, it was just only 2.5. But I started a little bit later also. Well, like I started early. I started later when I thought it was. When it was done, I was like, okay, it's done. So we're gonna talk about this movie. Eli, have you heard any like critically wise? Have you heard anything about this movie?
I think I saw.
Box office because there's no box
I think I saw like the Twitter reactions, and it's getting mixed reviews. Basically, if you like Zack Snyder, you're going to like it. If you don't like Zack Snyder, you're not going to like it. That's what seem to be the consensus.
So you saw mixed reviews. I didn't see mixed reviews. I just saw bad.
Okay.
I just saw.
Did you?
Yeah, I just saw it's terrible. Don't watch this shit.
Yeah.
So falls the house of Snyder and all this shit like that. Doom and gloom. So I like
it's BVS all over again. Damn it.
Right. So that's what I was hearing before.
Did Zack Snyder ruin Star Wars now, or is that how?
Well, that's the thing, and then you got the review bomb. And I'm thinking that's the mixed stuff you're hearing, Eli, because yes, the critics were bombing this movie, 9% Rotten Tomatoes. However, like on the audience side, it was like 80, something like that. You know how like that, but the audience hadn't seen it yet because the movie went out yet. So they're review bombing on the other end. So it's like, who can you trust?
They're review hyping.
Right, exactly. Expecting a masterpiece. Is Zack Snyder, if it's anything less than a masterpiece, is failing. I get you, Jake. I get you. So what do I think about this movie? Let's just cut the foreplay, cut the preliminaries. Let's jump into it. Here's what I think about this movie. Okay, like I said, Eli, we know this is a Star Wars inspired movie.
Yeah, so, I heard it was supposed to be a Star Wars movie, and then he wanted to do a game too or something.
Yeah, now I can see that. I can see it being a game. Yeah. I can also see it being Star Wars. Honestly, I can see watching this movie. I can see like if he wanted to sell this movie right here to Kathleen Kennedy, I can see Kathleen Kennedy say, "Okay, make those here, do this, turn the wrap down, change that character, and it gets to me." And I can see him making probably like minimum minor changes and just selling it and being done with it. Because that's the thing what we're knowing. Like the more years from the original Star Wars we are from now, like the less like rules that Star Wars has to adhere to. Like you can be more loose with Star Wars as the years go by. Good thing, bad thing, that's up for debate. We're not here for that. We're just saying that Star Wars is getting more and more interpretation.
Yeah. So there's flying space whales now. Yeah. So
right. So anything goes, So that's the thing. So with this movie, like I said, if you tweak some things here and there, this could easily be in the Star Wars universe. It could, just change some things here and there. But that being said, we're gonna move on because here's what I want you to. Here's why I think how I would gauge whether or not you would like this movie, not Eli. So you like Star Wars? We agree with that. Do you like Star Wars in slow-mo?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, because that's what it is. It's Star Wars in slow-mo.
It's Zack Snyder. It's Zack Snyder,
right? Take a Star Wars movie and take the YouTube speed down to like 0.25%. That's Rebel Moon right there. That's what it is. So, some other stuff that goes on in the movie also. I'm gonna just tell you the quick plot because the plot isn't much to it. The plot is, stop me if you heard this before. An evil empire comes to a farmer's planet, wants to occupy the planet, and wants to drain it of all its resources. So the farmer has to go out the galaxy to look for. And the evil empire is looking for 2 rebels.
Okay.
Yeah. So the farmer has to go span the galaxy, go all over.
Hire 7 bandits to guard their village.
Damn, what was it 7? Now I got to check again.
I don't know. That's 7 samurai.
Now you got me in my head. I'm counting like, was it 7?
Or the Magnificent 7? Or it's the Western. Right. Translates to Westerns. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It might have been 7 by the time it was over. I'm trying to think because I lost count after a while. But like, damn, Zach.
Well, Star Wars has done a bunch of a bunch of Clone Wars episodes are just that. There was a Mandalorian episode where there was just that, where Mando and what's her name? Gina Carano it was only 2 samurai, but they had to go guard the village from, you know what I mean? Protect the village, protect the farmers. Like there's been multiple episodes in both, and I think on Rebels too. So they've recycled that 7 samurai plot a bunch of times just in Star Wars. So
right, because I don't want to butcher the name, but what's the name of the Japanese director that Star Wars just rips off? I know you know it.
Akira Kurosawa.
Thank you. I didn't want to butcher the name. Okay,
and so all that dude. Yeah. All that dude did was rip off Shakespeare. Like all his movies were based off Shakespeare.
Well, there you go. Nothing new is.
Yeah, Ron is King Lear. Throne of Blood is Macbeth. Yeah.
So there you go. It's all connected. What is George Lucas said? Poetry, it rhymes.
It's stanzas. That's right.
Right. It's all the same thing.
They're inspiration. Yeah, it's inspirational.
Yeah, so we can all argue who stole from who stole from what, who took what, who worked on. It is what it is nowadays. But that's the thing. So, like I said, the movie is pretty much so that's the plot of the movie. She has to go around from planet to planet looking for the baddest fighters in the universe to fight the evil empire. That's the movie.
Okay, cool.
But for some reason they want to complicate the movie way more than what it is. Because I just told you that's the whole movie, so they have to fill the movie in with lore nonsense and lore bullshit. Yeah, stuff. So it's like her hopping from planet to planet, finding this badass warrior, and then here's some more lore. Another planet, here's some more lore. And like, you can't force feed us lore with people we don't know. I'm like, okay, that's cool. She's the third child of the daughter of the. I don't care. Blow something up.
The 7 kingdoms,
right?
The house of dragons, and the king of the north.
Right.
That's Game of Thrones shit.
Yeah, I'm so glad, Zack Snyder, you're into this shit. Blow something up first and then get into all this shit. And I think that's what a lot of B-grade Star Wars ripoffs get in trouble, always trip over themselves, because they're so busy with lore. I need lore. George Lucas was not concerned about lore when he made the original Star Wars, like the very first one. He didn't get tripped up over lore. He didn't care about lore.
He had one, but he had a plot, a structured classical narrative through the whole thing. Okay. You know?
Well, let me backtrack then. He didn't beat you over the head with lore.
No. He showed you a world, and then he had lasers and shit blowing up.
Right.
Like right in the beginning.
Right. I mean, he had so little lore in these movies. Tatooine was not named in that movie.
We didn't know Palpatine's name until the prequels.
Exactly. And like Mos Eisley, he didn't need to explain Mos Eisley. I'm pretty sure Mos Eisley has all kind of lore behind it. We don't need to know that. All we need to know is Mos Eisley, Space Saloon. That's it.
Yeah. He was the emperor. He was the emperor for like 20 fucking years until Phantom Menace, where Palpatine.
Right. Like, okay, let's finally explain this guy. But that was like decades later after we known this guy.
Yeah.
But not Rebel Moon. Let's just stop the movie. Let's just park this spaceship over here and let's tell you about the 7 kingdoms and all this shit like that.
Let's build this world.
Let's tell you about I'm trying to think of some lore they said this shit. The lair of the slain king, or I don't know what the fuck they said.
Okay, dude. Like I wanted to watch it and I thought I had time today, so I put it on.
Hold on. Let me back up. I don't mean to throw you a curve, Eli. Because let me keep going. Okay, yes, they make some missteps. They make some missteps of it that a lot of B-grade Star Wars movies do. However, I think I was kind of into it.
Okay.
Because yes, it's diet Star Wars. But diet Star Wars can still be good sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
there's a bunch of diet Star Wars movies.
Yeah,
like hell, the 80s was ripped off. Like so many movies ripped off Star Wars. Battlestar Galactica.
Right. That's all they were doing. I mean, Flash Gordon. The funny thing is George Lucas made Star Wars because they wouldn't give him Flash Gordon, so they made Flash Gordon, which was a rip off of Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. They made it all psychedelic and shit. It's Star Wars and acid.
Right. So yes, let's think about it. So I was into it because the thing about it, they got a whole bunch of like awesome actors in it that you like and actors. Now I'm trying to think her. What's it? That chick.
The Mummy. Oh yeah, that chick.
The Mummy. That chick.
I never saw the Mummy, but I saw that movie.
where everybody saw the movie, everybody saw the show like, damn, who is this kid? You know, she was a steam sealer in Kingsman and that stuff like that. And we were like, okay, when she's gonna get her moment, when she's gonna get her shine. So this is like the first movie she's in that I watch where she's the main character. It ain't like she's somebody's sidekick or she's somebody's henchman. No, she's the main character. She drives it. She's awesome. That's why I want to say before I start trashing this movie, knocking this movie, she's awesome in the movie. Now I understand that in 2023, I understand that sci-fi nerds are supposed to hate women. I don't know if you knew that, Eli. That's what some YouTubers told me.
Well, damn it. Well, yeah. Well, I better put my balls on right now.
Exactly. You're like, ooh, girls. That's what you're supposed to be like, you know. But the thing is, and she's whooping ass the whole way through the movie. Like, wait, another girl whooping ass. But here's the difference. She's convincing whooping ass. She looks like she can whoop your ass. It ain't like you have to suspension of disbelief. No, when she's whooping ass, she's like, well, that was she get for talking shit.
Well, she was cool in the Kingsman, yeah.
She was cool in the Kingsman. She was cool in this. She was cool in that Star Trek movie, Star Trek 3. Nobody knew she was in it because she was all in. Yeah, Beyond. Yeah, she was in full alien makeup, so nobody knew it was her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that movie much, except that they played the Beastie Boys.
Come on, that Beastie Boys song was they built that up in that movie. Yeah. I thought that was a good scene.
That's what I remember. That's what I remember about that movie.
Right. That's the only thing I remember. Right, but I remember that too. I don't even know what is this right here. Oh, this guy. Okay, this guy was saying Francis.
Yeah, that's Francis.
That's Francis. Francis was in the movie. He was awesome playing who he always plays. Another
space Nazi.
Space Nazi. That's what it was. They call themselves the Mother World. You know. So he goes to there. He's doing all kind of evil shit. Expect what you want. He's just the right amount of evil. So that's what I like about him, because you got a whole bunch of characters in the movie, but he's one of the characters stick out, and he's got to stick out because he's the main bad guy. So yeah. But then another problem about this movie is when you start going to the Seven Samurai and all this shit like that when they hunt them down. This is Charlie Hunnam, dude from you ever seen Sons of Anarchy?
I tried. That's the dude, the Jax or whatever.
That guy. The one that everybody, keeps fan casting for Green Arrow. He has to come out every year saying that he don't give a fuck about Green Arrow. Stop casting him as Green Arrow. So that's that guy. But the thing is that, but that's one of the problems and one of the good things and the bad things about the movie. It's because you see people and see people you like, and you're into the movie, but are you into that character? Because I don't think I was into Charlie Hunnam's character, but he's so charismatic. I'm just into whatever he's saying on screen. Like he's supposed to be the Han Solo guy, but he doesn't do any Han Solo shit. He just keeps telling you he's the Han Solo guy. Like, okay.
So he don't got a Chewie. He ain't got to laugh it up, fuzzball. Or
no, he doesn't. You think they give him like a sidekick?
Does he have a cool ship? Does he have a Millennium Falcon?
That's another thing. That's another knock out. See, I hate that I'm piling on bad things about this movie, because that's another knock, that none of the ships or even the worlds have personalities. Well,
dude, I saw about the first 10 minutes of this because it was on. Like, I saw it, it's finally on. And I started to watch it, but then I had to go do shit, so I couldn't finish it. But I saw like the first 10 minutes. I saw where they're doing the narration of explaining the history of the 7 kingdoms in outer space and all that shit, and they're looking for the rebels and blah 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 blah. So, but but what I did see was interesting, but I couldn't watch it all. But it did. You know what it reminded me of?
What's that?
Did you ever? Mark Millar wrote a book a few years ago called Empress, where it was basically just like it was Star Wars. It was Lord of the Rings in space. It was Game of Thrones in space, kingdoms in space, and the princess has to go is on the run and blah blah blah. That's what kind of reminded me, like the plot line. But that's what Star Wars was. It was like a space fantasy. So. Yeah.
And this was, I mean, and it's not just we saying Star Wars. Honestly, it kind of reminded me more of Dune than Star Wars.
Okay, yeah, because I did see where the Nazis landed. The space Nazis landed in their ships, and they're going into the village, and that's about all I saw. I didn't get to see. Yeah, there wasn't any action scene.
Yeah, when you go further into it, you'll see some more Dune shit. It almost felt like 300 in space. It's like I said, it's a lot of stuff going on in this movie.
But it looked.
Yeah.
But what I did see, it looked cool. Like it wasn't oversaturated. And you know how Zack Snyder loves his blue screens and shit.
Right.
I thought like what that planet that I did see, it was like a natural setting, like an actual location versus
and plus that's why I want to say this thing, because like I said, there are lightsabers in this, but she's the only one with a lightsaber. Okay. This chick right here, I think her name is Nemesis. She's one of the seven samurais or whatever the fuck. I don't know if it's seven, but the thing is, that's what made it so awesome, is because you like halfway in the movie and you're like, I thought this was Star Wars. And then she shows up and just pulls out lightsaber. They're like, oh shit. And
I did watch the trailer and I did see like, laser swords and stuff. So I could definitely see the Star Wars influence, but I was intrigued enough to watch it,
Yeah. And her scene was pretty awesome, for that one. And all the warriors, they all get their cool badass scene. They move to the next planet, badass scene, next planet. So and it's all Zack Snydery, So like I said, he's good for that. Now, did it all kind of felt disjointed? It almost felt like its own story in between stories. It did kind of feel like that because, like I said, I got a problem with a lot of movies nowadays that they don't understand story structure. Like you're supposed to have a first, second, and third act, at least bare minimum. And it felt like this movie, first act, last act, and a bunch of shit in between. That's what it felt like. So that's me. So my thing is that this movie felt more like a TV pilot than a movie, which essentially that's what it is. Because I think they already announced the next movie for like March or some shit.
Yeah, it's part 1, right? Is it going to be 2 parts? Is there 3? Is it a trilogy or just 2?
I don't know. I know the next one's like right around the corner. So yeah. Jaime Hanzu was in this movie. That was saying like he had a bunch of cool actors in it. Jaime Hanzu, he got looking like a roided out buff ass Santa Claus in this movie. I watched Gran Turismo the other night. Oh yeah, he was in that too. He was playing the dad. So yeah.
Yeah, he's the dad. Yeah.
Yeah. What you think?
It was cool. Yeah, okay. I liked it. I'm not like I never played the game that much. Yeah. I don't have an attachment like you did, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah, you don't know the Gran Turismo lore.
Yeah, I wasn't into the mythology of Gran Turismo. But it's pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's all I got to say about that. I'm trying to think of anything else. I know I took some more notes. Yeah, I mean, like I said, and you can tell like the Zack Snyder's putting like all of his influence. Like you can tell he's putting Zack Snyderisms in this movie. Like the beginning of the movie, like they feel like they're in like Iceland, like Nordic country, something like that. It felt like they're in some kind of, Viking land or some shit.
Okay, yeah.
That's what it feel like when you feel it. Like it's just the way it feels, And then she's trying to be all peaceful like that. But I won't go into detail because there are some cool spoilers in the movie that I don't want to spoil. So for that's what's going on. So overall, I'm gonna just give it a score. Like I said, it was for a first, diet Star Wars movie where you don't know the lore, don't know the world, don't know what's going on. They just kind of just throw you into it. It didn't stick the landing as good as I hoped it would. But like I said, there's no Ahsoka on TV right now. There's no Mandalorian on TV right now. You kind of want a Star Wars fix right now. This
as a Star Wars ripoff.
Yeah, basically, it's a Star Wars ripoff. There's no Star Wars on right now, so I'm just like, I need to scratch my Star Wars itch. This will do. But
so like, do you remember that movie Krull back in the 80s?
Yes, I remember.
That was a Star Wars ripoff, and it was fine. It was kind of, sort of.
I'm thinking of Cole. You were my fault. Yeah.
Cole, you're thinking of Cole. Yeah. No, Krull.
Yeah. Okay.
The guy had that ninja star thing, and there was lasers and swords and knights and space and shit, and the big giant beast guy, and it was a Star Wars.
I will say this. This is a better Star Wars ripoff than those movies were.
Okay, yeah. But those were solid flicks of the 80s. Were they cool as Star Wars? No. Did they have toys? No, but they were still cool. Like I watched them as a kid. I watched all that shit as a kid.
I couldn't get into them. It was just like, not Star Wars. Nope. Like I tried, but I just couldn't,
Like Tron. Tron wasn't as cool as Star Wars, but it was fine.
I guess because I'm older now and I can accept, newer stuff. Like give this a try, So that's what it was. So overall, at the end of the day, like I said, if you just need a Star Wars fix, you can watch it. Space shit, battles, cool fight scene. Like I said, it is Zack Snyder. You got lightsabers. It ain't a whole lot of lightsabers. I think it's like really like one or two like lightsaber fights in it. So just enough so they won't get sued.
Yeah.
And overall, honestly, towards the end of it, I was kind of looking forward to the second movie. I'm like, I kind of want to see where this goes. And plus, I think the second movie might be a little bit better because now I'm more familiar with this world. Now, when they do start throwing them in, I'll be like, okay, this person, this person, this person, this person. They don't have to do all this expository lore dumping because we know these people now.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, well, that's true. Tron is better than Star Wars because of Daft Punk. Right? He talking about the remake.
Yeah, that wasn't.
Was that a remake or a sequel?
It was like a sequel that never got greenlit. There was supposed to be a third one too, and they never did that
because nobody watched the sequel. That's Disney for you. Okay.
I saw that movie in 3D in IMAX, and I was struggling not to fall asleep because I blew like $50 on the 3D glasses and my kid and the move and the food and shit. And I was like, you better not fall asleep during this shit. As boring as this motherfucker is, do not fall asleep or I'm gonna be pissed.
What you make him stand up and start dancing or something?
No, me. I was falling. I was telling that to myself. My kid loved it. He was really into that movie. He had the toys and the video game and that soundtrack. I had to get him that Daft Punk train. That soundtrack was pretty cool too, I must say. But I was bored out of my mind towards the end.
But overall, the score I'm going to give it 3 out of 5. So I wish it would. I wish I could have gave it a little bit higher, but I'm glad I didn't have to give it lower. So all these 9%, 8%, I think is what you said, Eli. You either on board with Zack Snyder at this point, or you're not.
So it's not like the movie of the year.
Okay. So like I said, we were planning to do in the top 10. This is not going to crack my top 10. I'm sorry, it's not.
Damn it.
You know that now. So
well, looks like Aquaman's got to take that top spot then.
Since let's talk about Aquaman for a second. Neither one of us seen it, but since it's going to be next year before we do anything anyway. Just want to briefly talk about Aquaman 2. Is that they didn't even do a screening for, like, how they do like these big premieres for it, these openings weekend. They didn't even do that for Aquaman. They're just like, here, that's it.
I did see like on Instagram a bunch of AEW wrestlers got to go see it like an advanced screening.
Oh, did they?
And they were loving it, but they were AEW wrestlers,
You can't trust that, right? Paid shields. So, and that's my thing about this. So they're saying that it's probably going to have an even lower box office weekend than the Marvels, which was pretty fucking bad. So my thing is this, Eli. So you had the Marvels and Aquaman 2. Both did pretty bad. But the difference is that the Marvels, okay, everybody hated the Marvels, pretty much. Like, YouTubers are going to eat off that movie for like the next 2 months. Aquaman 2, on the other hand, people pretty much feel like apathy for it. Like, they just don't care. So is it better to be hated or forgotten about? Like, which is better?
It takes more energy to hate. Yeah, it sucks to not have any. At least people are talking about hating it.
Exactly. Hate equals emotion.
Yeah.
So
and
at least you have emotion and clicks. So hate has emotion. Hate has clicks. Apathy, no emotion, no clicks. You're just like, oh, that came out. Oh, okay. Like, where the Marvels come out. So. I think it's better to be hated. That's what I think. I think that's what we learned. So, all right. That means we move on to the next part of the podcast.
Sure. So, did Zack Snyder save or ruin Star Wars?
Wow. Okay. I see what you're saying. Like, after this movie, I can't work with Star Wars. Step your game up. Daddy Zack Snyder just shows you how it's supposed to be done.
You should have let Zack Snyder make the trilogy. Disney, you fucked up.
I won't put it like that. I put it like this. Like, the thing is with Zack Snyder is that he needs supervision. You can't let him run off in the woods by himself and just all willy-nilly and just, you got to watch him. If you watch him, then you'll get some good product. So yes, if like take this movie right here, if Kathleen Kennedy would have gave him some notes, do this, change this thing around, change right then. I feel like if they would have did that, yeah, you would have had a great and just slapped the Star Wars brand on it. I feel like you would have had a great Star Wars movie in here.
Like if those if those space Nazis were stormtroopers, like
right, it's something simple, I feel like there is a great Star Wars movie in this movie somewhere. If you squint,
yeah.
At times the movie does make like, oh, is this movie finna get awesome? Oh, okay, nah, never mind. A few times it did me like that. So, but I do recommend, if you're a Star Wars fan, I do recommend to watch it at least once. I think you owe yourself a chance to watch it. No, this is not kill Star Wars. No, this is not justify the Snyderverse dying because this movie shows DC what they could have had, if they let Zack Snyder finish his vision. No, it's a movie. It's okay. DC is fine going the way they're going. Disney is doing fine with Star Wars the way they're going. I mean, like I said, you say what you want to say about Star. If you're a Star Wars fan, I don't see you complaining about the recent content that came out. They've been putting out some good quality content.
Yeah,
in my opinion. So
yeah, and there's
a Star Wars fan, I'm satisfied.
Yeah, and there's people who want to see Star Wars fail and who can't understand the significance of Star Wars, and that's fine. You don't have to get it, but one thing you should understand for those haters and who don't get it, that the reason why they still make movies is because of Star Wars. Star Wars, yes, was just space fantasy. Was just Lord of the Rings in space. That's all it was. We know the influences. So the story isn't really that original, but the technology that went into making that movie, that's what it counts. Because everybody's fandom, if you like Marvel, if you like Harry Potter, if you like Jurassic Park, that was all those movies were created by the technologies that George Lucas created to make Star Wars. So that's why
Kevin Feige has been unapologetic about the MCU being framed, after the Star Wars trilogy. Like there's certain ways he frames it. So
MCU, check those credits. You sit through all those credits. Industrial Light and Magic. That's ILM. That's George Lucas's company that he built to make the Star Wars effects. So that's why Star Wars.
James Cameron.
Yes.
I mean, he was a truck driver. He saw Star Wars. He was like, I need to change profession.
Yeah.
So you can if you love Avatar, and I don't know who does, but if you love Avatar, you can thank George Lucas for that. So
all that shit, Robert Rodriguez, everybody's been influenced by it. So that's the significance. So you don't got to like it. And we're like 40, 50, it's almost 50 years old now. But it's basically the reason why movies are still being made. It changed the way movies are made,
Right.
And, so
it created franchises.
Yeah. Something that you like, whatever nerdy thing you're into is because the technology Star Wars was created by. So, yeah. Right. So stick that in your stockings.
All right. Okay, come off your soapbox, Eli.
Yeah.
All right.
Bitch! No.
All right, let's move forward. Let's briefly just talk about this. I don't know how much you're gonna just jump in and see, Eli, but we might well, because it's fresh. It's fresh off the press. So we gotta talk about.
Shit! Oh damn!
We might as well just talk about it. We're gonna talk about Jonathan Majors. Everybody knows what happened.
I ain't saying nothing.
Okay, everybody knows what happened. Okay, like I said, he got convicted, and the moment he got convicted, Disney put that statement out. He's done. He's out of here. No more Kang. Kang, no more. Wanda came out and said, no more Kangs. So that's what's going on right now. Now, Eli, like I said, I honestly was not paying attention to this trial at all. Had no idea what's going on. But now the trial has been like force-fed into my head, and I kind of know stuff that I don't think people have been talking about. So can I at least talk about what he got convicted of?
Yeah. I mean, It's popped up on my feed. So like I wasn't paying attention either.
Like I said, I know a lot of people have been talking about this Jonathan Majors thing, and they have their own agenda, and they're putting their own spin to it, and they're using to further whatever platform they're trying to further. I have no dog in this fight whatsoever. I don't know this guy. Never met this guy before. So I feel bad what happened to him, but it is what it is. Now, I will say this. I will just flat out say what the court said happened. Okay, so for those who don't know what happened, I'm going to break down what happened in the Jonathan Majors case. He was basically he was tried on four counts. I'm not going to go to the counts. All you need to know is that he was convicted on reckless assault. That's what he was convicted of. He was convicted on intentional assault or anything like that. It was reckless assault. Based what happened, and here's what I don't think what everybody's talking about, even his lawyers. First off, we need to talk about Jonathan Majors' lawyers. His lawyers suck. That's, I mean, for what they talk about, because the stuff that they could have talked about, this actually might have got him out of trouble. But basically, what happened is this: he was in the car with his woman, and he got a text message. His woman saw the text message from his side piece. So she took his phone. She would not give his phone back. So he took his phone back by force. Like I said, she would not, and she fought him to keep the phone from him. And that is where all the injuries and lacerations and broken fingers came from, because basically it was a tussle. That's basically what happened. It was a tussle there. So when he finally got the phone back, that's when he ran out the car and ran down the street and ran all over the place like that. That's what you saw after the fact. Yeah.
Okay, so she wasn't chasing him down and shit. He wasn't being a bitch.
No, she wasn't being a bitch. No, right. So that's what happened. She took his phone back because she was gonna take the phone from him. That's what happened. And honestly, seeing them together, here's the thing. I see why Jonathan Majors got convicted, but it's almost not his fault why he got convicted, but I see why he got convicted. Because right when he got out of the car, I didn't realize the size difference between him and her. Because when she got in his face on camera, he literally just picked her up like a fucking rag doll and threw her back in the car, like she was nothing, like she was like a damn leaf, like a notebook. And then he took off running. I was like, "That's why."
Oh damn! I didn't see that. I just saw the footage. It was like a TikTok video.
It was like
running down the
real
street.
quick. You had to watch it. Yeah, it was like right before he ran down the street. He picked up like she was nothing. Like she's small. She's like nothing. So he just picked up and just threw her. And that's why. So if you look like these two got into an altercation, you look at the size of this guy and the size of this woman, he's gonna get convicted. But the thing is, what he got convicted of, they saying like in New York, is treated almost like a misdemeanor. Like they're saying like he might not even do jail time, and even if he did do jail time, maybe like a couple months, 2-3 months, something like that, and that's it. And that's like worst case scenario. Best case scenario, he might have to pay like a fine or some shit. And then after 6 months of good behavior, it won't even be on his record anymore. He won't even have a criminal record. Like it's something like minor of what they convict him. They realized what happened. He was trying to get his phone back. That's basically what happened. He's trying to get his phone back. So does that justify putting your hands on a woman? No, not really. But if somebody got your property, don't you have the right to get your property back?
Yeah,
it's gray area.
It's a gray. Yeah, there's a lot of
But basically, the point is that according to the courts, Jonathan Majors is not the monster that everybody was making him out to be. That's the point I was trying to make. Now, was their relationship toxic? Hell yeah. But that's how we work in American society. If there's a toxic relationship, only one person always gets blamed for it, when really both of them are pieces of shit. Both of them, like the whole Johnny Depp, Amber Heard thing. Both of them were pieces of shit. So that's what it is right here. Yeah. So like I said, he's the bigger individual, like physically bigger. So you see these two get into an altercation, there's only one way it's going to come out. So that's the thing about that. That being said, I just want to put that out there. Like I said, I want to put that out there with no agenda, no bias. That's what it was. That's what happened. That's what the court said. So, yeah. That being said, he's out. Yeah.
Do you want Kang, or should we move on to Doom?
No, I want Kang. I don't want Doom. Look, Doom is awesome, but I think it's too early to do Doom. We should not rush Doom. We've already started this Kang storyline. Finished the Kang storyline. It's a multiverse. Recast Kang. Hashtag recast Kang. Where were those recast T'Challa guys at? Find them and start this hashtag up. We don't need to throw away a whole storyline. I mean, but to be honest with you, if you watch Loki season 2, they kind of wrapped it up already like that. It's almost like they may have rewritten some shit just in case. Because honestly, if they don't do Kang again, they kind of already written themselves out of it, so they're good.
Now everybody's saying John Boyega so far. What I've seen.
Okay. Here's the thing. John Boyega has been saying fuck Disney for the last 5 years. So stop putting his name in this shit. He ain't doing these movies. He will be awesome. Don't get me wrong. He will be awesome, but he don't need to do.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. And this is. I'm backing this 100%. Comic book bullies, sponsors. Megan Thee Stallion. She's in the MCU. She's in the MCU.
Yeah, she was a variant. She was a variant the whole time. That's what it was. Don't worry, he'll be back. Yeah. So yeah, that's what's going on with that one. But here's my thing. So now that Eli's gone, I can talk about some spoilers. My choice for the Kang the Conqueror replacement will be Ravonna Renslayer from. Oh, there you go. I was about to give a spoiler. There you go. Okay.
The window minimized and I got kicked out.
Oh, no big deal. But here's my thing. My thing is that I think the replacement should be, and Megan Thee Stallion is a good choice. And people are also saying Denzel. First off, Denzel don't do sloppy seconds. If you want Denzel, get Denzel first.
Well, they was talking about him being Magneto and all that shit.
No. You know who? Well, here's why. I want Denzel to be in Black Panther 3 to be the main bad guy and be Moses Magnum. That's what I want him to be. That not Magneto, not no shit like that. Tyler Perry can't play. Yeah, that's why I'm loving all these terrible ass takes. Shout out to Jake. I'm loving all these terrible ass takes because that's why you're gonna get Dr. Doom.
Dave Chappelle. No.
Dave Chappelle is Kang. There you go. Terrence Howard is Kang.
Kang, man. I saw the memes.
You want with Kang, man? But honestly, I think if they wanted to go story wise and continuity wise, they should make Ravonna Renslayer Kang. Because her storyline in the Loki show.
I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I'm talking inside baseball right now. But the point was, they ended that show. Nothing happened to her. She just disappeared. So you can literally have her show up as a Kang variant. There you go. Keep the story going. Because they kind of already planted those seeds for that. And plus, I think that she was like a Kang variant in the comics. I think the Avengers fought her before.
Yeah, there's a whole council of these motherfuckers. So damn.
Yeah,
it could be anybody.
Hell, just throw everybody at you. Jonah Hill, who gives a fuck? Just throw Benicio del Toro, shit. Al Bundy, who gives a fuck, man? Throw everybody in this shit. Everybody's a Kang.
Scott Pilgrim. What's the kid who played Scott Pilgrim?
I can't remember his name, but yeah, have him Kang.
That
Kang
kid.
And that's the problem. That's the thing we paint ourselves to because they're saying now that Kang has, because everybody's casting Black male actors as Kang when you don't have to. Hell, he's not black in the comics. They just made him there for the movies. But since it's a multiverse and they've already established the multiverse can be anything, hell, Loki is a woman in his own show. You can do anything.
Okay. So
that's my thing. All right. Where we at next? Oh, yeah. We can move on past this. Okay. Like I said, it's comic book bullies. We're talking about comic books, and we're going to jump into it. Eli, I'm going to let you go first. I don't know where you're going to start at, but you can start where you want.
Well, since we missed Sunday's show, and I didn't read anything new this week, I'm going to go with last week's book. So, Blade number 6.
Okay. Let's see.
So this is the new
thing, but yeah.
Yeah, this is the new story arc. As you know, Blade was fighting that demon, that mother of the mother of all that demon that he needed the magic sword, the Adana, that he needed a sword to destroy. But when he found the sword, she ended up taking it from him, and that's like just the thing she needed to rule the universe or whatever. So she got defeated, or Blade Blade did not win. So this is the new story arc, and Blade meets up with Dracula. Yes, the Dracula. And he's and it's basically like Dracula is being Yoda to Blade. He's training him. He's Blade's master.
That's new.
And he's telling Blade, like, yo, man, the Adana is not a human. The Adana is a monster. And what you've been doing your whole life is you've been fighting like a human. You're not a human. You're a vampire. You have to embrace the monster within you.
Obi-Wan Dracula.
Basically.
Dracula.
So he's like, now kill, now try to get me. And he's like trying to swing at him. And Dracula turns into mist, or he turns into a bat, or he turns into a werewolf.
Hit me.
Yeah, basically, yeah, being Neo, yeah, vampire Neo, like, yeah, like you're coming at me like a human. You are not a human. Be the monster that you are. It was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty dope. So finally, he's like, you've been resisting all your vampire powers. You've been resisting them all your life. You need to give into them. You need to learn how to use them. So he ends up drinking Dracula's blood. So here, drink this. And Blade drinks Dracula's blood. And then you cue the Lost Boys theme. Thou shalt not cry, little sister. Yeah, and Blade gets all, vamped out and shit. So to be continued. Blade's going to start embracing his animality.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. 4 out of 5. I thought
it sounded like a cool premise,
Yeah.
Dracula being Yoda or something.
Yeah, it was cool. I this new Blade book has not lost me yet. Yeah.
Okay. And plus, that writer is going to be writing Ultimate Black Panther, and guess when? Black History Month. So, yeah. Or should I say February? My fault, February.
Hey.
What a coincidence, Marvel. But anyway, all right. So what book I'm going to do next? Book I'm going to do is, let's just keep this party going. Batman Santa Claus Silent Night #2. Part 3 is out already. Like I said, we were kind of behind a week, whatever like that. But I'm just gonna do #2. I'm not gonna skip it. Skip out, man. Yeah, like I said, it's just Batman and Santa Claus teaming up. Like I said, Santa Claus trained Batman, and apparently he is an Asgardian demon slayer that we didn't know about. But yeah, that's what's going on. So let's see this. Boom, there we go. Yeah, you got a little Batman Santa Claus teaming up with Krampus in the back also. So that's going on right there. So let's just keep the story going. And let's see what happens. Okay, so yeah, so basically Krampus disappears and Santa Claus is let me do that thing. There we go. Oh, will it? Yeah, Santa Claus takes Zatanna and takes her back to the North Pole. And that screwed that up. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, okay. So Santa Claus takes fuck it. This is what we're gonna do. All right. Look, Santa Claus Santa Claus tells the story of Krampus. That's what's going on right now. So basically the story of Krampus, that Santa Claus and Krampus were some basically like buddy cop thing. They going around the town and they just talk to kids. If they were good kids, they got Santa. If they were bad kids, they got Krampus. Krampus was like, hey, you're a bad kid. I'm gonna eat you. And Santa Claus, no, don't eat him, Krampus. He was like, no, if I don't eat him now, he's gonna turn into a bad man later on. He's like, oh, nothing I can do. So they scare the kids into becoming good people. So like generations later, 30 years later, they go back to the town and all the kids are good. And all the kids turned into good men. So everybody in the town is good. But nobody's scared of Krampus. Since nobody's scared of Krampus, Krampus like, well, that's my whole thing. People are so scared of me. Since these grown men and kids aren't scared of me anymore, what use am I? So he just starts kidnapping kids. And he just tells Santa, I ate them. So Santa gets pissed off and banishes him to Limbo or Yggdrasil. I don't know, banishes him somewhere. But it turns out Krampus didn't kill the kids. He just hit them and wanted Santa Claus to think that just so he could be scary, So when he realized he didn't do that, Santa realized, oh shit, I lost Krampus. So he goes back to Limbo, looking for Krampus, can't find Krampus again. So Krampus has been gone for like centuries and centuries and centuries, but Krampus pops up again doing one event, and that event is night terrors. Yes, that event nobody gives a fuck about. Night terrors is the reason, because that's when they had all those nightmares and shit popping up there and Dr. Destiny like that. It broke down a door in the nightmare realm, which Krampus was able to sneak through. Not only that, all the demons and monsters that Santa Claus put away, also he got them also. That's the thing. So
there was only like 1,000 tie-ins, so you figure they got to do something.
Right. So, but even though Krampus didn't show up in any of those books, this is just a retcon whatever like that. So anyway, Batman comes up with a plan to kill all the drogs. Green Lantern, I'm sorry, not Green Lantern. Green Arrow shows up, Black Canary shows up, Miss Martian shows up. They beat him pretty easily. And then after the fact, Superman shows up. And Batman's like, oh, damn, I didn't call you. And Superman was like, Bruce, why didn't you tell me? What do you tell me? You know Santa Claus. To be continued. So that's the book. Yeah. I didn't like it as much as I did other one, but I did like the whole Norse word building. Book 3 was a lot better. But yeah, that's okay. It is what it is. Yeah. So overall, this book, I'm gonna still give it a 3.5 out of 5. Because honestly, Eli, this whole Krampus thing, I didn't know about this. This is all new to me. And having Santa Claus tied into Asgardian mythology or Norse mythology, if that's a thing, I didn't know that either. So yeah, or maybe they just made it up. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So what's your score?
3.5 out of 5. I yeah.
All right. My next book I'll do is Punisher #2. So we didn't get to, we took that time off. So I didn't get to talk about the new Punisher.
Yeah. So I thought you just like forgot about this, or just didn't give a shit about this run. I didn't know you was actually looking forward to it and was planning to review it.
Well, I read the first issue.
Did you?
And it did just enough to make me give a shit. It's a standard Punisher story. Whatever Joey Sanchez or whatever this guy's name is, it's the standard Punisher. It's a retelling of the Punisher origin. Right. His family gets killed. Instead of being an ex-Vietnam vet, he is an ex-SHIELD agent, and he goes out for revenge. That's pretty much it. And this issue, he goes out. He's trying to find intel. He goes to some gangster's high-rise office, fights his way up there. He runs into a squad of supervillains with Bushwhacker. Bushwhacker's in this
back. Okay, all right.
Yeah, Bushwhacker. So this feels like a '90s part because Bushwhacker's he's a Punisher villain.
He kind of shows up wherever he wants to.
Yeah, Daredevil. He's a a New York gangster villain. Yeah. So he shows up.
Villain at one point. So yeah.
Yeah, he was in the Punisher video game. He's one of the bosses in the old Nintendo Punisher game and shit. Yeah. So he fights the supervillains, and then he finds the gangster guy, and he finds out that it wasn't that his family was being targeted, for assassination, and his wife was the target, not him. And his wife was a secretary who worked for SHIELD or something, and she knew all this information. So it wasn't him who they wanted dead; it was his wife. Who wants him dead? He doesn't know, but he throws the guy out the window. So it's your standard Punisher story.
Okay, so no Orcus or no shit like that. No?
Yeah, I mean, there's references to the Magia or whatever. I don't know if this is going to tie into that gang war shit going on, but yeah, I mean,
all the ex-SHIELD agents they fight the X-Men now. They're in Orcus.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I mean, haven't mentioned this, but this is like I said, this is a retelling of the Punisher, basically. Only this time it's like Punisher with like super weapons fighting super villains, I guess. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, it feels like Cable or Deadpool than Punisher, but as far as like storyline, it's your standard Punisher comic. It follows that line. The guy out for revenge, kicking ass, killing people, for revenge. That's what's happening. So you approve. It's fine. Like it's not wow. It's nothing. It's not wowing me.
Yeah.
As a Punisher fan, I'm not like particularly moved, but I'm like, okay, sure. That if you're making a new Punisher guy, and this is what he is, he's perfectly fine. I'll give it a 3.
Because they got to keep using the IP. But,
is he as cool as Frank? It's Diet Punisher.
They're going around.
It's not the one you really want, but as the guy
zero sugar
as a knockoff, it's fine. It's fine.
It scratches the itch. You want to raise a Punisher, so yeah.
Sure. I mean, would I rather see just him using Uzis and shit? Yeah, instead of like laser guns and special shield weapons.
I don't know if we're ever gonna get that again. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I miss that too, but yeah.
Yeah, for so long the Punisher's had a War Machine suit, or the
Right.
Punisher.
I mean, I miss the days when Punisher could take a rocket launcher in the middle of an apartment complex full of, dope dealers and rapists and just blast them in the middle of point blank
Yeah,
range. We're not going to get that anymore. That's
yeah,
the
or
good old days.
just double fisting pistols and like shooting dudes and like shooting jaws off guys and shit.
Right.
Yeah, I miss that. Yeah.
Just throw a guy out the window for after he already answered your interrogation questions.
Yeah, cutting, yeah, dismembering villains, dismembering was her name Nucci, that gangster woman, and he cut that old lady's arms off.
Oh man, the good old days.
Yeah. There's none of that in this.
Making me nostalgic.
But as a knockoff Punisher, it's all right. It's fine.
Maybe they're finding themselves. Like
when I read issue 1, that's how I felt. That's okay. But then I saw Bushwhacker on the cover. Oh, okay, I'll read that. The cover of issue 3, is that Morbius? I think Morbius is on. Like, why the fuck is the Punisher fighting Morbius? Like, man.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
I just hope this book finds its footing, because Marvel loves to just cancel shit just like that, especially if people don't pick it up and don't really like. Just let them figure the book out. Let them figure out what they're gonna do. See, let the book find its audience.
Yeah. So
I'm pretty sure whatever's going on right now won't be what happens later on down the road.
Yeah, I'm not sold on issue 3 just yet, but it depends. It all depends on what comes out that week. Like if it's a big week and I'm and Nightwing and Titans and all these other cool, gnarly books that like Hulk and Ghost Rider drop that week, well then fuck it, I ain't getting the Punisher book. But if it's a light week and fuck it, I don't know what to read. Oh fuck it, sure, I'll read the Punisher number 3. So that's how it goes. Like I'm not compelled to read issue 3 as of yet. So yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Slap score on it.
3 out of 5.
Cool. All right.
Just fine.
All right. So last book I'm going to do is Uncanny Avengers number 5. Now the funny thing about this is the last book of this series. This book is over.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So yeah, and not only is it over, they have finally revealed the identity of Captain Krakoa. Dun dun dun. It's Hydra Cap. It's who I said who did the very first issue. So
Hydra Cap.
Yeah. I said that in the first issue. I said in the first issue it was gonna be Hydra Cap.
I thought you were just joking.
No, I was dead serious. I knew they were gonna do that.
Oh, that's a good one, Leroy.
Nobody takes me seriously.
We all gotta eat hamburgers now.
right. All right. Anyway, let's finish this book. Like I said, last issue of Uncanny Avengers. So book starts off with exactly what we said. Hydra Steve beating the shit out of Cap. And the reason Cap, because he broke his arm in the first issue. So he's got some kind of adamantium arm cast on him right now to keep moving. And then Deadpool chomps on his Achilles and he blasts the Deadpool, getting the fuck up off him. And Psylocke shows up. And the reason they can't beat him because Captain Krakoa's armor was made by Forge. So they can't get through it. So they're like, we got to get him out that. Got to get the Forge armor.
That ingenuity.
Well, I feel like I'm racist because I knew you was about to say that.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh man, and he's kicking the shit out of them. They can't do anything with them. And then he takes Captain America's shield out of the wall, and the lower half of Deadpool's body is on the bottom. I didn't read the last issue, but now I'm almost glad I didn't read the last issue. See whatever happened with that. So yeah. Anyway, so now he's got Forge's armor and Captain America's shield, beating the shit out of the ex-Avengers. So he grabs Deadpool while he's shooting at him, and he's using Deadpool as a shield. And Deadpool says, Cap, use me like one of your vibranium girls. He's joking, but he actually means him like throw me. And so he throws Deadpool at Hydra Steve, and he starts chomping the back of his head. And then he grabs his shield back, but before he grabs his shield, twisted it and breaks his arm. So because he broke his arm, so it's just a payback. And that's when so basically Hydra Steve is down. Oh, and he buried a nuke at the bottom of Empire State University. And Rogue is just like, yeah, you need to get over here right now because it's being activated by Hydra Steve's retinal scan. And Steve's like, well, I have the same retinal scan as him. Just send me over there and I'll just stop the bomb. And that's when Psylocke and Monet is just like, no, don't do that. That's a trap. If you scan your retinal scan, it will kill you and blow everybody up. It's a trap. They want you to think it's a trap. So they kick him and he's done. And so the only thing they could do, Rogue takes the warhead and flies out of New York. And she's flying into Area 51. So, and yeah, everybody's looking and they're just like, well, can Rogue survive a nuke? And they were like, no, she can't survive a nuke. She's going to die. And they're like, well, we don't know what to do. And that's when Cap's trying to think of a thing. And then Deadpool just like disappears, like just swifts away. And Cap's like, oh, I know what the plan is. Good luck, Deadpool. And so the plan is, and Quicksilver's telling the plan, so what they're going to do when Rogue drops the nuke, of course, they're going to blow up in her face and kill her immediately. What they want Deadpool to do is have Rogue absorb his healing factor so she can survive the nuke. So that's what they're going to do. But the thing is, they can't be too close to the nuke because there won't be anything of them to heal. So I'm going to drop you. So Quicksilver, like, I'm going to drop you there and I'm going to run the fuck up out of there and outrun a nuke so I won't get hit with it. So the nuke blows up in Rogue's face.
You there? You there, Leroy? Leroy? Are you there or am I there? Am I not there?
I was almost there. Damn it.
Yo, oh, there you are.
Yeah, I was almost at the end. Anyway, they survived. Hydra Steve becomes Flag Smasher. The end. Yeah. That one was. I'm back. I'm not like your dad.
Yeah, I got kicked out, and then and for some reason I was like the backstage. Like usually I can come back on, but I couldn't get back in.
Kicked too?
Yeah, I was like I was backstage. Yeah.
Oh,
and like I couldn't get back in. So.
Hell, I guess we were still recording. So shit, I don't know how we're recording. Neither one of us was here, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But that's all I got. Pretty good story, pretty good ending. Deadpool was trying to do something nice for Rogue because he never did anything nice for Rogue. So yeah, overall, I give the book a 4 out of 5 until Hydra Steve became Flag Smash. I was like, no, but he'll never be seen again. We don't care. People are just gonna forget about him. So yeah. Anything else you got or?
No, I mean I'm not going to review anything else, but I'll just mention that night terrors. What's that? Beast World.
Is that still going?
Titans?
Yeah, of course they're still going.
Yeah. That last issue was pretty cool. Batman turned into a werewolf.
What? So. Okay, I gotta catch up with that. There's some crazy shit sound like happening in that book.
Yeah, it looked dope. It was cool. Yeah, it's been fun. So that was pretty cool. I dug on that. I look forward to reading more of that this week. So I want to read more on Werewolf Batman. You know, Batwolf.
It worked for Cap, so yeah. All right. So yeah, like I said, I know this has been a weird time to do it. I know it took us a lot to actually get this episode out, and then it even took us even more to even finish the episode. But we finally had it done. We made it to the finish.
It's a Christmas miracle. Yes,
it's a Christmas miracle. We finally made it to the end. So yeah. So like I said, next week, I'll put it like this. So technically, for me, this is the last episode of the year. Not for Eli, for me.
Oh, that's right, because we're in different time zones. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm in Pacific time.
You're bearing the lead. I was saying, yeah, we're in different time zones. I was trying to make a whole scene like I was in the multiverse or something. Like I'm gonna be in the future.
Yeah, you're future boy. Yes.
Don't stay in 2023, Eli. Stay in 2023. But next week, that's when we're gonna do like our best of, because we were gonna do a best of. Yeah, when were we gonna do that? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
A week ago?
Like this week.
This week, yeah. And we were gonna do it this week. Take this week off, and then everything's discombobulated right now. We're trying to get it. We're trying to get everything back on track, but we'll get there.
Yeah, you wanted the Zack Snyder movie to be on your in your top.
That's why
top,
I waited for because I knew Rebel Moon was gonna be there, and then I'm like, no.
And you were gonna fight anybody.
Right, fight everybody. They're like, this is the great. This is the heel I would die on. And like, no.
Yeah, the movie of the year.
Right, but the thing is, I do have my top 10 list already. I'm not gonna do it right now, and I made my top 10 list actually pretty fast. And I watched a few movies to see if some movies would like sneak in, and so far nothing has snuck in. So
same here.
I guess I'm stuck on my list.
Yeah, I made my list a while ago, and then I did watch a couple more things to see if I needed any adjusting, but so far no. But I have not seen Rebel Moon yet, so who knows?
So it'll make your top 10 not my top 10. Okay,
maybe it will touch me in a way that that you were immune to.
Zack Snyder is the blueprint.
Yes. Maybe you're immune to Zack Snyder's charm.
Is it, Jay? Is it? We'll see. All right, so that's all we got. Like I said, if you want to see what our top 10 movies of the year next week, we'll do it. Honestly, TV shows I'm not touching because I made my list of TV shows. I had like 25 shows on there that I watched this year. I was like, what the fuck was I doing? So I probably won't touch that because there's gonna be some weird shit y'all haven't seen, don't care about, but I watch on repeat. So
I made a top 5. I didn't watch much TV either.
So what I'm gonna do is just name like top 3 or top 2 or something.
It was hard for me to name top 5 TV shows because I didn't watch a lot of TV. I mean, I did, but not new shit. I actually caught up with a lot of old stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and we'll name some comics, and we'll name some video games, stuff like that. And next week, Tekken 8 just dropped demo.
Oh shit! Damn.
So I'm gonna have some live gameplay next week on that.
Damn it! My Xbox is back in Minnesota. Son of a bitch.
Damn.
I can't play Xbox.
Got to be a way around that. Do you have cloud gaming? Like Xbox
I don't know. I do have the Xbox Live app.
Okay, so what you can do if you have a computer laying around somewhere, get an Xbox controller, sign in, and you can play your games.
Okay.
On any computer. It don't have to be like a gaming computer or anything like that, or tablet. Tablets work also.
I got a tablet. I got my laptop here. Yeah.
Yeah. Sign in at Xbox.com, put the controller next to it. Boom, boom, boom. You're good to go.
Like the Xbox controller will work on my tablet?
Yeah.
No shit.
You might have to Bluetooth that, but the computer you could just USB it and you're good to go.
Well, I'm gonna have to go to YouTube University for this shit because I don't know how to do any of that.
I'm your guy. Come on.
All right, man. Well, there you go. You're my tutor then.
Unlearn what you have learned.
Yeah, you're my professor. Yes, you're my Neo. Or Neo. What I meant, the other guy. Yoda. You're my Yoda, Morpheus.
Yoda, Morpheus, whatever.
Yeah, Mr. Miyagi and all
All right. So until, like I said, the last episode of 2023, until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.